Your body is currently confused, and because it is confused, it has started storing energy in the one place you want it least, your belly. This is not a metaphor, it is a biological reality. When you expose your eyes and skin to the wrong type of light at the wrong time, you are effectively telling your internal clock that the sun never sets. This constant digital noon is the hidden trigger behind the stubborn weight gain that won't budge despite your diet, the late-night cravings for sugar that feel impossible to ignore, and the low-level anxiety that makes a good night's sleep feel like a distant memory. In this video, I am going to show you exactly how artificial blue light is rewiring your metabolism and forcing your body to store fat. More importantly, I'm giving you the scientifically backed framework to fix your internal light environment and finally signal to your brain that it is safe to burn fat again. If you've been doing everything right in the gym and in the kitchen, but your midsection isn't changing, this information is the missing piece of the puzzle. This is why you should subscribe to this channel. We look past the surface-level advice of eat less, move more, and dive into the biological mechanisms that actually control your health. First, let's begin with a reality check. There is a reason why blue-cut screen guards and blue light-blocking eyeglasses have become a multi-million-dollar industry. It isn't just a marketing trend. If artificial light wasn't truly bothering people, if it wasn't causing eye strain, headaches, and sleep disruption, these products wouldn't be flying off the shelves. The market is reacting to a massive, collective biological stressor. We are the first generation of humans in history to spend 90% of our lives indoors under artificial bulbs, staring at high-energy blue light screens long after the sun has gone down. Our biology is screaming for a solution, and the industry is providing tools to help us cope. But to fix the belly fat connection, we have to look deeper than just a pair of glasses. To understand why this matters, we have to correct a major misconception about light. We tend to think of light as something that just allows us to see, but light is actually a drug. It is a powerful information signal that tells your brain what time it is and what your hormones should be doing. There is a fundamental difference between artificial screen light and natural sunlight. Sunlight is a full-spectrum experience. It contains a balanced blend of red, orange, yellow, green, and blue light. Even though the sun contains plenty of blue light, it is always balanced by a massive amount of infrared and red light. Red light is healing. It helps your cells repair. Blue light is stimulating. It wakes you up. When they work together in nature, they create a balanced signal. However, your smartphone, your laptop, and your LED ceiling lights are not balanced. They are designed for efficiency and brightness, not biological health. They emit a massive spike of high-energy shortwave blue light with almost zero protective red or infrared light. When you look at a screen, your brain isn't seeing light. It is seeing a concentrated blast of noontime signal. Even if it's 11 p.m. and you are lying in bed, your brain thinks the sun is directly overhead. This leads us to mechanism number 2, how these light rays affect your brain. Inside your brain, sitting right above where your optic nerves cross, is a tiny master clock called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. Think of the SCN as your body's chief conductor. It tells your heart when to beat faster, your stomach when to produce acid, and most importantly, it tells your hormones when to rise and fall. When blue light from a screen hits your retina, it travels directly to this master clock. The signal is clear. The sun is up. Stop producing melatonin. Melatonin is often called the sleep hormone, but that is a simplification. Melatonin is actually a powerful antioxidant and a metabolic regulator. Its job is to tell your body to stop burning sugar and start burning fat for repair. By staring at a screen at night, you are manually flipping the off switch on your melatonin. Without melatonin, your body stays in sugar-burning mode. It never gets the signal to transition into the deep, fat-burning state of sleep. This is why late-night scrolling doesn't just make you tired, it makes you metabolically stuck. You are essentially keeping your body in a state of perpetual daylight. And in nature, daylight is the time for storage and activity, not repair and fat loss. Now, let's address a question many people have. Is this a type of radiation that affects your health? When we hear the word radiation, we think of X-rays or nuclear power, but light itself is a form of electromagnetic radiation. While the light from your phone isn't the ionizing radiation that causes immediate DNA damage like an X-ray, it is non-ionizing radiation that is biologically active. Research suggests that high-energy visible light, specifically that blue spike, can cause oxidative stress in the tissues it hits. This means it creates free radicals in your eyes and even your skin. But the real radiation threat to your waistline is the disruption of your circadian signaling. When you disrupt the light-dark cycle, you create an internal stress response. Your body perceives this environmental confusion as a threat. In response to this light stress, your adrenal glands release cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone. Its primary job is to dump sugar into your bloodstream so you have energy to fight or flee. But if you are just sitting on your couch scrolling through social media, you don't need that sugar. Since you aren't running from a tiger, your body has to do something with that extra blood sugar. It releases insulin to pull the sugar out of the blood and store it, usually as visceral fat, which is the fat around your belly. This is the direct link. Artificial light leads to suppressed melatonin, which leads to elevated cortisol, which leads to insulin spikes, which leads to belly fat. You are literally photosynthesizing fat through your eyes. Moving to mechanism number 3, we have to look at the hunger hormones. Have you ever noticed that after a night of poor sleep or a long evening of screen use, you crave bread, pasta, and sweets the next day? This isn't a lack of willpower. It is a hormonal imbalance caused by light. There are 2 main hormones that control your appetite: leptin, which tells you you're full, and ghrelin, which tells you you're hungry. Blue light exposure at night has been shown to decrease leptin and increase ghrelin. By staring at your phone, you are chemically making yourself hungrier for the following day. You are also desensitizing your brain to leptin, which means your brain thinks you are starving even when you've had plenty to eat. This creates a vicious cycle. You stay up late under artificial light, your hormones shift to storage mode, your hunger spikes, and by the next afternoon, you are reaching for a sugary snack to fix the energy crash. Fourth, we have to discuss the on-off switch for your metabolism, the mitochondria. These are the power plants inside your cells that actually burn the fat. Mitochondria are incredibly sensitive to light. They have light-sensing proteins that respond to different wavelengths. Natural red light from the sun, especially at sunrise and sunset, acts like a maintenance crew for your mitochondria. It helps them produce energy more efficiently. Artificial blue light, however, without the balance of red, can make mitochondria leaky and less efficient. When your mitochondria aren't working properly, they can't burn fat as fuel. Instead, they struggle to keep up with the energy demands of your body, leading to that chronic fatigue that makes 3 p.m. feel like midnight. If you want to lose belly fat, you have to fix the engines that burn the fat. And those engines are tuned by the light you live under. So, what are the solutions? If we live in a world of screens, how do we protect our biology? The fix isn't to move into a cave. It is about the reintroduction of boundaries. The first solution is the use of blue-cut eyeglasses. But not all glasses are created equal. The clear computer glasses you see in many stores only block a small percentage of blue light. They are great for reducing eye strain during the day, but they aren't enough for the evening. If you are serious about protecting your hormones, you need amber or red-tinted lenses for the evening. These glasses filter out the specific wavelengths that suppress melatonin. By wearing them 2 hours before bed, you allow your brain to believe it is dark, even if the lights are still on. It allows the melatonin street sweeper to start its shift while you finish your work or watch your show. The second solution is the use of screen guards and software filters. Most modern phones have a night shift or blue light filter setting. Turn this on and set it to the warmest possible setting. For your computer, you can download software like Iris or f.lux, which automatically shifts the color temperature of your screen based on the sun's position. This is a simple set-it-and-forget-it way to reduce the noontime signal your brain is receiving. The third solution is distance and intensity. Light follows the inverse square law. This means that if you double the distance from a light source, the intensity of the light drops by 4 times. Holding a phone 2 inches from your face is vastly more damaging than watching a TV from across the room. Whenever possible, increase your distance from the screen. Even better, dim the lights in your house after the sun goes down. Use floor lamps with warm, orange-toned bulbs instead of bright overhead LED fixtures. Think of it as creating a biological sunset inside your home. Fourth, and perhaps most importantly, you must use the morning reset. Just as we want to avoid blue light at night, we actually need it in the morning. To fix your internal clock, you should try to get 10 to 15 minutes of natural sunlight in your eyes as soon as possible after waking up. This morning light contains the perfect balance of blue and red to anchor your master clock. It tells your brain the day has started. Burn energy now and start the timer for melatonin 14 hours from now. This morning reset makes you more resilient to the artificial light you will encounter later in the day. Finally, we have to look at the timing of our digital fast. Subtraction is often more powerful than addition. Try to implement a rule: no screens 60 minutes before bed. This allows the nervous system to transition from the high alert state of information processing into the rest and digest state. If you must use a screen, use the tools we discussed, the glasses and the filters, but recognize that the brain also needs a break from the stimulation of the content itself. This brings us to a unified philosophy of light and health. Think of your body as a high-precision instrument. It was designed to live in sync with the rising and falling of the sun. You cannot expect the instrument to function correctly if you are constantly giving it the wrong data. You cannot keep your metabolism high if you are constantly signaling to your brain that it is a time of high stress and perpetual noon. To genuinely lose the belly fat and regain your energy, you don't need a miracle supplement. You need to respect the operating instructions of your own biology. Respect the morning sun. Get outside and set your clock. Filter the afternoon. Use blue-cut tools to reduce the strain. Protect the night. Use amber lenses and dim the lights to let your hormones do their job. The beauty of the human body is that it is incredibly adaptable. Once you start giving it the right light signals, your hormones can begin to rebalance in as little as 72 hours. Most people wait until they are dealing with metabolic syndrome or chronic insomnia to care about this. But the true power lies in the quiet daily decisions. It's the decision to put on the blue blockers, to dim the lights, and to step outside in the morning. If you found this breakdown helpful and want to understand how the modern environment is affecting your hidden biological systems, make sure you are subscribed. We are uncovering the science that the mainstream fitness industry often ignores. I'd love to hear in the comments. Do you use a screen right before bed? And have you noticed how it affects your hunger the next day? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.